Hi friends and welcome back to my channel. I know. Where the hell have I been? Well, I had an unexpected house guest and her name was Omicron. That bitch would not leave the house. Yeah, 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Today is my first day wearing makeup. I have a fresh, juicy, all cream face for you. So if that's something you're interested in, do me a favor, stick around. Oh, and by the way, hello, my name is Jennifer. If you're new to my channel, thank you so much for being here. I am usually a shit show. I am not usually as much of a shit show as I'm sounding like today, because even though I finally tested negative, there's still a lot of Omicron left in my face and it is still draining her way out. But if you can stick through listening to this voice, I think you're going to enjoy this tutorial of an all cream face. It's perfect for those of us who are having dry skin, especially in the winter. For those who may be having, I don't know, textured skin, skin that isn't perfect, skin that this time of year, you just want to look juicy, glowy, healthy, natural, cream products are the way to get that. So if you want to see how cream products made this face and how Omicron did not win over me, then do me a favor, keep watching. Oh yeah, and if you're new to my channel, hit that subscribe button. And for those of you who are back, hello, you guys, I missed you. All right, let's get this show on the road. All right, so hair is back, eyebrows done, face is primed, and I'm testing out a lip oil. I will let you know what I think of it in a future video. But in the meantime, for my priming, of course, we want to keep this like juicy, glowy, healthy look. So under my eyes, I used my Dior Backstage Face and Body Primer in the shade 001 Universal, just right under my eyes. Now, this had never occurred to me before. I saw Lisa J talk about this on her channel and I was like, I own this and I've never used it under my eyes. And let me tell you, it has been so great. It helps my under eyes still look hydrated. It keeps my concealer from getting that like cracky, dry look. And it feels nice. I don't notice it, but it keeps like, I'm going to use the word juicy over and over again, but it just keeps everything looking plumped and smooth and juicy. Now, even though I do want to keep like an overall juicy glow, I do need to be mindful of areas of concern for me. So pores and texture. So for me, like right in this area here, and actually it comes down to about here for me for pores, and then my texture right across here, which is in a pretty good place. I'm not like, it's not really bad. So I just take from Bobbi Brown, this is my Primer Plus Mattifier. This is so nice. It is like one of those like silicone to methicone types, but I use a tiny amount. Like when I say tiny, like, do you see? Tiny. That will do both sides around here very easily. I will go down the bridge of my nose if that's feeling like a little extra, you know, you need attention. But I'm not looking to mattify my entire face. I'm just looking to take down my areas of concern. Would I ever use this over my entire face? No, because I don't have normally like oily issues everywhere. For those who are like oily everywhere, this is great because you don't need a lot. It goes on so nicely, dries down like any primer. I tell you over and over and over again, put it on, let it sit for 2 minutes, go do something else. Go do your eyebrows, look through your phone, I don't care. Just occupy yourself for 2 minutes, let that primer do its job. That way, when you come back to put your other beautiful products on top, they're really gonna work. And this does like lock your face down. If you do not want shine breakthrough, this is for you. But for today, I do want shine breakthrough in most of the parts of my face, except for these areas. Now I did my skincare obviously before I did any of this, but that was over an hour ago. So I am gonna go back in with my Charlotte Magic Cream. You do not need to have this bougie, pricey cream. I have it, so I'm going to use it. But I just rub it between my fingers and put it in the areas where I still want that juiciness. Don't forget your upper lip. Like that can get to look dried out and kind of crinkly and crepey. So make sure you are putting your creams all the way around it, magic or not. All right, now for my under eyes. Now this has never been a big concern for me until recently. I've started getting like a little bit of purplishness in here. And actually I've really been getting it in the corners, which I'm like, what? Ugh. Now, like everybody, I had used the Becca Under Eye Brightening Cream years ago because it was the like kind of brightening, not concealing, but just like a brightening cream. And then when Becca went out of business, luckily Smashbox bought some of the products from the Becca line, including this right here. So I have it in the shade Fair Light. It is this just a light pink shade. Now, buyer beware. You do not need a lot of this. If you use a lot of it, you're going to be like, that's a mess. Why am I using it? Why is she recommending it? This is all that I have on my finger. And actually, I also have a little concealer brush that I also use. So sometimes I'll just go in to the pot, tap, tap, tap it on there, and just place it right in the areas where I need it. Like literally just going over those purple areas. I don't have to go under my entire eye because I don't have purple everywhere, but I will just press it into those areas lightly. And it's not going to completely mask or cover up the area, but it is going to brighten it a little bit. It will take down that purple a little bit, but what it does is it leaves behind this like creamy and somewhat emollient product behind. And what that does is it really helps my concealer not get cakey and dry. Now, like I said, I don't use a lot. Tap it in just to the areas you want. You're not going to find me dragging it all the way out here. It's not necessary. I'm just using it in the areas that I want to brighten. And also, I don't overwork it. I kind of put it down, place it, tap it in, and leave it alone. Is this like something that you absolutely must have? No. Is this something I enjoy using? Yes. I don't use it every time I do my makeup, but you know, I like to have it when I want it. All right, next, concealing. Now, I have a medium coverage concealer and a full coverage concealer. Today, I'm feeling medium. I don't feel like I want that like full on cancel everything out kind of look, which sometimes I do. Today, I don't. So I'm going to use my Giorgio Armani. This is the Luminous Silk Concealer in shade 4.75. It's nice. Like, do I think it's worth the money? No, I think it's nice, but let's just go in and tap. Now listen, I know the current trend is to go in the corner here and to go out here. Do whatever works for you. Trends, you know, they come and go. They're fun for us to watch, to learn from, but it doesn't mean that's what you have to do. I do it sometimes I don't. And then to blend out those edges, you know, beauty blender. All right, just a little more highlighting with my concealer. I'm going in with light layers of everything, so it's okay. Concealer done. Now the biggest and easiest tip I can give you for doing this like full creamy face is to blend, blend, blend. All right, I'm just gonna go in with the foundation of the moment. This is Charlotte Tilbury's Beautiful Skin Foundation. I have it in the shade 3 Neutral. Now, because I still haven't been out of the house, well, today was my first day out, I need to get back to Sephora, and I think I'm gonna get this in the cool shade. We're gonna try it again. This is only gonna be my second time trying it. I haven't worn makeup in like 3 weeks, except for when I tested this 2.5 weeks ago. So I'm not sold on this color. I am sold on the formula and the finish, however. So let's get onto this. Now, see, that is just one pump. That's what I'm going to start out with. We'll see how it goes. I'm going to apply this with my brush because that's going to give me the coverage that I want to begin with. So I'm starting just in the center of the face, and I'm going to work my way out because I'm going to want the most coverage in the center of my face, and I'm going to want, you know, lighter coverage towards the outer perimeter of my face. I don't need as much on the outside, and actually the more you have on the outside, the more you're going to get kind of like that mask look. So just by using, you know, your product being more concentrated in the center and dragging it out, you're going to get like a little bit more of a natural look, as natural as she can be. Like I said, this is only, actually technically it's my 3rd time using it because I forgot I did a 2-day wear test. God, how time flies when you have nothing to do but sit around with your friend Omicron and don't really want to put on makeup or play. I mean, I did do skincare because what else am I going to do? But makeup hasn't happened in weeks. All right, so here we have one pump spread out pretty well. I'm going to do one more pump and just kind of target some areas. I still have some redness here. I just want to make sure everything is even and smooth. Probably not even a whole pump. Like half a pump is probably going to be just perfect. Why waste it? I mean, she's not cheap. You guys will have to tell me what you think at the end of the video in the comments. If you think this is the right shade for me. When you look at my face and neck, and well, you can't see much of my décolleté, I am definitely pinker down here. And I really like for my shade to blend nicely with the rest of my skin. So that's why I'm leaning towards getting the cooler shade. Now, anywhere that you have lines and creases, definitely blend, like blend longer than you think you need to. It'll do a couple things. It'll press the product into the crease, but it'll also take out extra product that you don't want really sitting in there. I know it sounds kind of like, what do you mean? You're pressing it in and then you're taking it out? Yeah, kind of. You're kind of just smoothing like over and over and over again. All right, so you notice that even though I did use a mattifying primer in a couple areas, it didn't take down the actual shine of this. What it's going to do is keep my oils from coming through and making me even shinier. So right now I have this kind of like natural glow, which is exactly what you want from this beautiful skin foundation, because I want to keep like the glowing, the creamy, juicy skin. That's what I want. That's what we're trying to do here. All right, next up, contour. You do not need to contour. It is not a must, but because I have the matchstick from Fenty, this is the shade Amber, I'm just going to show you how easy it is to use a cream contour stick. Now, have y'all seen that contour hack that is all over the internet where you just put a dot right where your teeth are, and on everybody it's going to be in a different place? Here it is on me. Now, what I like about these matchstick contour sticks is that they are very easy and very forgiving. They actually aren't as like deep as you would think, like, well, I pressed hard, but when you blend them out, they are just like super forgiving. Like, do you see that? Like, that is not at all deep or opaque. It's super easy to use. So if you are kind of fearing contour sticks, I definitely would recommend these. Like, they are super user friendly. And you see how like light and easy that is? Now, let's see, what am I going to use? I'm going to use my Eco Tool. This is the Ultimate Pop. These are so great for with cream products. And I'm just going to dab it and press it in and blend it out. Do you see? Boom. Easy. Like, seriously. These are like the best thing. If you have access to getting these, it's a package of 3. So there's the big one here. There's this one here, which is actually really good for your contour and bronzer. And then there's the middle one, which is good for contour, bronzer, and blush. Use them however they fit your face. Today, this just seemed to be the right one for me. And I think it did a really nice job. Now, obviously, if you don't have this brush here, use your blending sponge. Works just as well. All right, next up, cream bronzer. Now, I haven't used the what is this? The Sun Melt in the light bronze in a while. I've really been in love with the Danessa Myricks. Like, you've seen me use this over and over again. I love it. But listen, I have to let's use it. Now, my favorite like bronzing brush lately has been this one here from Laura Lee. I just think it's so nice because it's like a fan brush. Well, I mean, it is a fan brush, but it's denser and it's so soft and it works so nice with both cream and powders, but I've been using it a lot with cream. So I'm just gonna load this up, kind of go back and forth and in the center. And then I'm gonna go higher than my contour and just go around. You know how I am. This is pretty. Now I'm just gonna blend it in with my beauty blender so we have no lines. Let me take off any excess and just meld everything together. All right, now here's where the judgment call comes in. So if you have oily skin, you're gonna wanna set your entire face. I am still wanting to keep like the juiciness because I am still a little bit dry because it's winter, blah, blah, blah. So I am gonna use some powder, but I'm gonna use it targeted. I'm gonna use a puff and I'm going to put the powder only in certain areas. However, I am going to set my bronzer, my cream bronzer, with a powder bronzer. I don't want it to move. I think it's still like a nice light shade. It's giving me like the right amount of warmth that I want. So I don't want to like build up that warmth. I just want to set it. I'm going to use my Dior. Could I remember any of these things? This is the Backstage Face and Body Powder No Powder. I'm using the shade 3N. And because I want to keep it targeted like I just did with the brush, I'm going to use another brush that's kind of shaped similarly, although it is a little bit wider. And I'm just going to tap over top to just set it. Just set it. I still feel like the girl playing in her mother's makeup drawer. I don't know if that's ever going to go away. I kind of hope not. All right, I do want to set my under eyes very lightly. I'm going to use the number 7. This is the Lift Illuminate in the shade Light. You all know this is a dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury powder. And I'm just going to tap out any creases or lines that may have started. and I'm just going to gently fill in those areas. I don't want this to be over powdery because I don't want it to look dry and cakey. I just want to set this and lock it down. And actually using a little brush like this really helps keep the powder from fluffing everywhere and helps you to just put it exactly where you want it. Now, can you see a difference? I can. Oh, this powder's so good. Oh, let's take these clips out. They are bugging me. We can just let it be free. Let that craziness free. All right, now I am going to be a little bit extra with blush. I'm going to use two. So the Nars Liquid Orgasm, I love this so much. And recently I've been using the Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Glowgasm Beauty Light Wand in the shade Pink Gasm. This was like out of stock in my store forever and ever and ever. I hadn't used it since it first came out and I really wanted it back. So I have it. This, what I love is because it is very glowy. It is a blush and highlight in one. Like, I don't need to use a highlighter when I use this, but I don't like using it like in the front portion of my cheeks because I don't want to emphasize those pores. Now, even though the Nars is like glowy, it's not so glowy shiny on me that I worry about it. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use the Nars in the front portion of my cheeks, and then I'm going to use the Glowgasm from like here back and up a little higher. I know, she's being extra. I'm just giving you options. Do I think any of you are coming here because I am like basic and simple? No, I know better than that. But I also know that you guys want to know how to use this stuff. So that's what I'm here for. So I have the one little dot on the back of my hand. I'm going to take one dot and just put it right there in the center of the front of my cheek. And then I'm going to use this really great little blush. It's actually not a blush, it's a foundation brush, but I love how it is shaped. I think it looks really nice for my cheeks. And boom, boom, done. Now I know that the trend is to wear your blush very high and not so forward, which is fine. But here again, that's a face shape thing for me. And I've noticed that as I'm getting older and the volume in my face is changing, I actually like having the blush on the apples of my cheeks. Like, it gives like a little more roundness, a little youthfulness, a little more like juiciness to my face. I still do go up high, but I'm not going to give up this area here because on my face shape, on my cheeks, it's still cute. At least I think so. And again, you know the drill. And that's like the biggest deal. I'm going to say it over and over again. When you're doing your cream products, same with powders, but today we're only talking about a full cream face. When you're doing your cream powders, just to get them all to be smooth and blended, the Beauty Blender is the hero. Like, she just makes everything natural. I'm going to take whatever's on my brush and just bring it up around here, which isn't much. I should probably put a little more on. Who cares? Now, real quickly, I am going to powder my face. I'm going to use, it's everywhere now, I'm going to use my Beauty Bakery Flour Setting Powder in the shade, I think it's, what is this? Oat Translucent? Yes. I've been using this nonstop. I love it so much. Now, I'm going to just set under my cheeks and around my cheek areas. I put some on the puff. I'm pressing it in using the inside of the cap. And I'm just going to go under the cheek area here because I don't need every ounce of my skin to be super juicy, but I also want to set my cream products. And this is the perfect way to set. If I were to use a brush like this, it would fluff powder around and give me like a really light setting, which is fine. But I really want to make sure that these cream products stay, don't move around, don't migrate. And I'm not setting everything. I'm just setting the areas that I'm sure I want to stay and not move. I'm going to go just in between my eyebrows because of my 11s. Pressing the powder in there really helps with the creasing. Now, I'm still going to crease, but it's not going to be terrible. Because trust me, some days it is terrible. And again, back with the Beauty Blender, just pressing it in. All right, now onto the Glowgasm. Let's open this up. I'm going to squeeze. There we go. I can actually see the tip rise when I'm squeezing it. You don't need a lot of this. You actually need very little. I'm going to show you. And actually you can see that I have a natural glow happening because of the Nars, but because of my cream products underneath. So I don't need a ton. I'm just going to do 3 dots. And all right, I will go back in with the same brush and I'm going to tap it. And I am going to bring it around. Oh, it's so pretty. Do you see? I have a little more blush, but definitely some highlight happening. And I'm not bringing it past like the middle of my cheek because I really don't want that glow on the apples of my cheeks. It's just too much for me. Now listen, if you have like drier skin in the front of your face and not a lot of pore issues, do it. Bring it all the way forward. Highlight that area if it's pretty on you. On me, it's not pretty. And I'm just going to take whatever's on the brush and just do the tip of my nose. And I do like underneath and then like around a little bit. And then just the center of my chin. And you guessed it. All right, now powder. Depending on who you are, you know I love to use an all-over setting powder, but because I want to keep it still glowy and juicy and creamy looking, I'm going to use a powder that has a bit of like a reflect or glow to it. So I do have the Veil powder from Hourglass. I also have from Armani. This is the Luminous Silk Glow Fusion Powder in the shade 2. This bitch is stupid pricey. I didn't realize how expensive it was when I first bought it because it was during the 20% off sale. She hella pricey. And I'm not going to say I recommend that you buy this because it's so expensive. There's just no need to. Honestly, the Veil powder is super beautiful. It's also pricey, but it will last you forever and a day. And of course, I'm just going to make all the noise. You know I love the YSL Touche Cloth 3D all over glow in universal. Like this has been, it's been fantastic for me. There's lots of glowing powders I have. I have the Jaclyn Hill. I have a few others. Today, I'm just going to go in with the Armani because I have it. I haven't used it much. Maybe I've used it once on camera. So I'm going to use it today. Now I am going to use a fluffier brush. I'm just going to go in, load up my brush, tap off the excess because I don't want a lot. Like I said, I just want to set this, but I don't want to dull it down. Boom. Like that's all I'm doing. Just enough that's just going to set and allow my glow to still come through. So good. Pretty. Is it worth the money? I don't know. God, it's expensive. Like, it's expensive. It's Armani, and the Armani products, by and large, are pretty dang good. If you're feeling bougie and you want to spend the money, do it, because it's nice. All right, now because I want to keep this juiciness going, I'm going to use my setting spray. Now, I'm not done with my face, but I do want to use this because I do have powders on, and I want to kind of take down any powdery look that may be happening, even though I really don't think I have much of that happening, but I want to just take it down. So, and I know I haven't done my eyes yet. Don't worry. There. That's all I need. And you know, the Beauty Blender again. And this is actually going to help kind of lock down the creams even more, help them with longevity and not wear down, break up. Using this like in the middle of your routine, it's a really great way to just prolong all of this. All right, I just primed my eyes with my MAC Paint Pot, and now I'm going to go in with my favorite cream shadows right now. I have from Laura Mercier these Caviar sticks. I have Bed of Roses, and I have, what is this? Strike a Rose. You'd think I'd remember them by now. And from Danessa Myricks, I have the Color Fix. This is in the shade Ballerina. Now, it's actually very simple to strike a rose, but it's sheerer and it's very buildable, but I never use these. Well, I don't want to say never. I rarely use these on camera for you guys. So I do want you guys to get an idea of how easy these are and really how economical they are. I think these are like $19. And when I say you need very little, you see that? It would do both eyes for a sheer lovely, well, let me show you. let's just do this. I'm just taking a dot from off the back of my wrist and I'm just dotting it there. Now you can do this one of two ways. You can just rub it all over, or you can use a brush to fan it out. I'm going to use a brush just because I love how beautifully it blends with a brush. And if you just want something very natural, this is it. This is it. Now, do you see instantly how there's just a little bit of color, a little wash of a sheen compared to the side where I only have on the paint pot? So I can take some more with my finger and really just dab it around if I want to make it a little more intense, a little more, I'm not gonna say dramatic, because this is so forgiving that you're not going to look like a drama queen at all. And as you can see, that one little dot did both of my eyes. Now, that is very natural and it's great for every day, especially for those natural girls out there who really don't want like a very fussy eye look, but it also isn't going to move until you go in with your cleansing balm. These Danessa Myricks color fixes are incredible. They're easy. Don't be afraid of them. Get them in any shade that appeals to you. Now, I could also use it as a highlighter. I could also use it on my Cupid's bow to kind of, you know, give a little highlight there. It's so beautiful and can be used for so many different things. Now, because I can't help myself, I'm going to go in with, where is Strike a Rose? I'm going to go in with this and I'm going to do it on the outer corner and into the crease just to give a little more, well, a little more. You know me. I just always want a little more. And you see just right on the outer V right there. Easy. I'm going to take that same brush and I'm just going to blend it. Bring it out just a little bit and just blend it. So you can see I've just added a little more dimension to the eye. Still very everyday, easy, wearable. And again, it's going to dry down. It's not going to move. These are so easy. Honestly, if you don't have caviar sticks in your makeup business, you really should. They're so easy. It's so pretty, so forgiving. I'm going to take just a little bit under the lash line, not all the way. All right, I haven't highlighted my nose or my inner corner yet, so I'm going to do that right now. A little bit of my Jaclyn Hill. You know how I feel about this. And I'm going to let it be like a more subtle highlight since the rest of my face is going to be pretty glowy from these cream products. But I don't want to forget those highlights. Just a little bit under the brow bone. All right, I'm going to do my liner and mascara and I'll be right back. All right, I am back with my lashes, liner. I did my lips. I went a little bit extra. I went in with my, what is this? My Makeup Forever Aqua Lip in the shade 14C. And then because I like a juicy lip, I went in with the YSL Rouge Volupte in the shade, I think it's 124. It is so hard to know what the shades on these are. But this here is just like a juicy, balmy, like gorgeous shade. I love it so much. And I'm kind of in between whether or not I want to go over the top with my Dior. This is in the shade 686 Fancy. Do you remember when I got this like last month? Oh, do you see that? That shade is just beautiful and it's sparkly. And on top of here just gives like another layer. What do we think? All right, I can't help myself. Let's just do it on the bottom lip just for a little bit of, oh, I know, I can't help myself. All right, so let's just look and see what we've got. Now, I do want to keep that juicy, glowy look, but I don't want it everywhere. So I'm going to go back over just in certain areas and just take my slightly still like powdered puff and just go over wherever I don't want any extra shine. And there, like so easy. Like this is, if you have dry skin, just layering your cream products with very thin layers of a powder, using your beauty blender in between each step, just to make sure you're not giving heavy layers and you're blending everything nicely. And when you're done, you just have a juicy, healthy, and natural looking glow. It's a little more youthful. It's not powdery, dry, cakey. For me, this is my go-to look right now because as she gets older, she doesn't want to look older. And keeping that juiciness, that juicy look, I'm here for it every single day. Is it a lot of products? Yes. Do you need to use all these products? No. You don't even need to use the products I have. You have plenty of your own stuff. You may want to pick up a couple extra things. Like, that's what I'm here for, to show you how different things work, what I like, how I use them. But overall, use all of your cream products if you want to have this juicy look. It's easy. Trust me, you're going to love it. All right, friends, you know the drill. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, hit that subscribe button. I promise my voice isn't going to sound like this forever, maybe in the next couple videos, but go back to some of my older videos and you won't have to deal with this like nasally leftover COVID nose. Well, I hope you like this look because it's going to be in another video because, listen, I got makeup on. I might as well film another video, and you'll probably see that video first and then this one. But I just want to say thank you so much for sticking with me. I know, like, being MIA for these past couple weeks is annoying. I know you count on uploads that you can know that are always going to be there. For me, it's Wednesdays and Fridays at 12:15. Omicron is not the boss of me anymore. I am getting my shit back together and we are getting back on schedule. Well, friends, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I hope you like this look. If so, let me know in the comments below. And as always, I want to thank you all so much for being with me, and I'll see you real soon. Mwah!